CATV is proudly presented by Toyota.
Oh yes, 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 yes! Australia have beaten England by 5-0.
Well, Michael, done and dusted. If you had to describe it all in one word, what would it be?
Pathetic from an England perspective. I mean, to be bowled out for 31 overs just tells you exactly the state of mind that the team has got themselves in. Only really throughout the series, Stokes and Stuart Broad with the ball has stepped to the plate. 2 versus 11 and 11 players that I'd say 9 or 10 of them are playing to the peak of their powers. You know, the statistics tell you that that's pretty impossible to win a series when you've only got 2 players, and that's a real concern for England. They arrived here as favourites and they've been blown away by a brilliant brand of cricket that Australia have played. It has been brutal, it's been hostile, it's been aggressive, and as much as England have been hammered, it's been good to watch because I like watching that kind of cricket, and I hope England learn from the brand and try and copy it.
Can you remember a more comprehensive series victory?
No, I think the real concern, for me is that I was beaten as an England player on many occasions, but I don't remember the white towel being thrown in. I felt the towel was thrown in today in the second innings. I know the series has lost yet, they're going to lose 5-0, but to be bowled out in 31 overs, in the manner of which they were getting out, it just told me that the white towel was left on the length and they thought, right, let's get on the plane. But it was a one-day series and it could be nasty as well. And it's a real concern that England haven't evolved over the years. They played this attritional brand of cricket which worked in 10-11. Everyone will start saying, the schedule wasn't right for England. Well, it's the same as 10-11 we won in that series. So it's just the fact that this Australian team are better than they were in 10-11, a lot better, miles better, and England just aren't quite as good.
You've suffered from a heavy Ashes defeat but then bounced back. How do England bounce back from here? Well,
I think the tunnel's dark, but at the end of that tunnel is a bright light in Ben Stokes. And I think England have just got to look at his manner of performance, and his freedom and his joy when he just looks to be playing, whether he's bowling or batting. And I wouldn't build a team around him yet because he's not experienced enough, but they've certainly got an all-rounder which you can build an attack around, and there'll be many young players who will fancy their chances of coming into the side. I don't think there should be too much change. I think the captain stays, the coach stays, and England get back. And I think more importantly, they've got to decide on a brand of cricket that will put the best team of this era under pressure, which is South Africa. I think England have played a style of cricket for a few years which has just been safe, and that's not going to beat the best in the world. So I hope Alistair Cook will say, right, I want to play this style of cricket which would potentially beat South Africa, and then pick the personnel around that brand of cricket. And that's the way to move forward. Start with what you want to do in terms of style, and then pick the 11 that can deliver that style.
You mentioned South Africa. Australia head there next for their test series away. Do you think that 11 that beat England so convincingly can go over there and beat South Africa?
Yeah, they can. India nearly beat South Africa at the Wanderers. So I think anyone can be beaten in a 3-match series. I think over a 5-match, generally the best team wins. And I just think with this Australian bowling attack, if they all stay fit and firing, they can certainly bowl South Africa out. It'll be hard because that South African batting lineup will be tougher than this England batting lineup, that's for sure. It's just whether the batting can stand up to stay Morkel, Philander and Tahir. Can they withstand that pace attack? And if they continue to be 90 off for 5, which they have on a number of occasions in this series, they won't win the series in South Africa. So the batting will have to fire more. Well, they've certainly got the bowlers, and they've got a few waiting in the wings that will cause any team around the world problems.